A lot of families around here have sheep, and they use them as a food source. And their wool they use to make rugs. They were telling elderlies out here in the Navajo language, like, keep a distance from you and another person, at least 2 sheep, because I think that's how people were better able to understand it.
We zijn over kleine, hobbelige zandweggetjes aan het rijden midden in Navajo Nation. We zitten super afgelegen. Navajo Nation, grootste Native American reservaat van de VS. En we zijn naar hier gekomen omdat de Navajo's heel hard getroffen zijn door COVID-19 en de hele coronacrisis. Jessica? Hi, how are you?
Good.
Thank you so much that we could be here.
Yes.
This is quite the scenery.
Yes, I love it. It's home.
How is it growing up in a place like this? Because it is quite isolated.
Yeah, it's a huge pain when we have to get food.
Yeah.
And supplies, yeah.
Because you have to drive how long?
On average, maybe like 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So everything here takes time.
Everything here takes time. Living here requires a lot of patience and probably a lot of perseverance.
Yeah.
Although people have to keep reminding me that that's what this place requires. My normalcy is probably different than everybody else's normal.
Jessica woont hier met haar zussen en broer, moeder, vader en grootmoeder en een hele hoop dieren.
Moonshine. I think he just doesn't recognize me with my mask on.
Veel meer afgelegen kan je niet wonen. Het is een van de laatste plekken waar je zou verwachten dat het coronavirus zou opduiken.
I think people thought we were going to get it last, if it came at all, but we didn't get it last. I think we got some of the worst cases first, and I think a lot of people lost their lives because we're so remote. We didn't really understand how it was transmitted. A lot of people just carried it with them. And there's only very few places to get like gas and water. And so everybody goes to those places. The fact that we're all separated by miles of just open land was not even enough to protect us. Oh, well, we call it Che, and Che means grandfather. His spikes on his head, they look like the war bonnet of our chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
And you're supposed to rub his back and rub his head and bless yourself with it and ask for protection. Okay, Jade, you can get down now.
1 op de 40 bewoners hier raakte besmet. Bijna 600 mensen zijn eraan bezweken. Ongeveer elke familie werd geraakt.
Her clan, her relative, in a way it's her auntie passed on, and then her uncle passed on to that too. So it came real close, that way to our homestead. Yeah. And on my side, I live. My family clan is a ways up the hill, and I lost an uncle and his wife and a nephew due to COVID. So like that, yeah, it did come close.
We lack basic infrastructure that everybody else from border towns and cities like Flagstaff and Phoenix. We lack the basic infrastructure that those people take for granted.
For instance?
For instance, water. electricity.
There's no running water around here.
No running water. That's our running water.
The big tank.
Yeah, that feeds our household. And we have a lot of people who are overweight, who are battling diabetes, who have cancer from uranium exposure, from contaminated water. You have all the people who have some underlying health issues, and so I think it just created a recipe for disaster when COVID came.
We zijn Jessica aan het volgen. Ze wil tonen waar de lokale gemeenschap het water haalt.
Yeah, for the people in this community, this is the only source of drinking water for their household, their animals, any gardening that they have going on.
It's been kind of dry this summer here. Yeah, not much rain.
How many times a week do you do this?
4 times a week, maybe.
4 times a week you come and fill this.
Yeah, these are for my horses.
People have to come here and get their water, and they only have so much water. I mean, if we have to use clean water every single time, then this coming here, you're gonna have to do it several times a week just to maintain a certain level of cleanliness.
And there's also just one pump, everybody's touching it.
Yeah, some people, they have alcohol wipes with them and they'll try to wipe it down.
Het virus kon zich hier razendsnel verspreiden en eens de mensen ziek werden, was er onvoldoende medische zorg in het reservaat om mensen te behandelen.
Tests were limited, so it's just first come, first serve. Hospitals are already strained for resources, even without COVID. So the experts and the people that are needed are not readily available here either.
In terms of ventilators and stuff like that, was that available here in the nation?
Those types of bigger equipment and medical resources were not available. Again, it's the resources that we just don't have.
To say that COVID has exposed all the weak spots of your community?
Definitely. It didn't expose it because everybody knows it. Everybody who lives here knows it. It just made those shortcomings in our nation that much bigger.
Do you notice a lot of enthusiasm to go vote around here?
A lot of people around here are more cynical, and I think that they're just looking at the lesser of two evils. I think us, especially in Indian country or indigenous people, we've always been neglected on both sides of the aisle, Democrat and Republican. We've always been let down. Mm-hmm. None of them have served our interests fully. And it's been like that since the very beginning.